Late one evening in the small, quiet village of Maple Hollow, a thick fog rolled over the hills. But that night, curiosity got the better of her. Armed with only her phone's flashlight, Sarah ventured into the forest to prove the old stories wrong. The trees were twisted and gnarled, their branches reaching out like claws. The deeper she went, the more oppressive the air felt, thick with the smell of damp earth and decay. The silence was unnerving, broken only by the crunch of leaves under her feet. Suddenly her phone flickered and died, leaving her in complete darkness. A chill ran down her spine. She could hear faint whispers around her, soft at first, but slowly growing louder. They seemed to be calling her name. Sarah. Sarah. She spun around trying to locate the source, but the voices came from all directions. Panic set in. She tried to run, but the forest seemed to close in, the trees narrowing and twisting, blocking her path. The whispers turned into groans, as if the forest itself was alive. Shadows danced in the periphery of her vision, and her breathing quickened. Then she saw them, figures pale and gaunt emerging from the mist. Their eyes were hollow, their faces stretched into expressions of eternal agony. They moved slowly, their feet barely touching the ground, and their voices filled the air with chilling whispers. Sarah froze, her heart pounding in her chest. One of the figures pointed to her, and in a raspy voice it spoke, "You should not have come here." The ground beneath her began to shift and writhe. Vines, black and thorny, sprouted from the soil, wrapping around her ankles and pulling her down. She screamed, struggling to free herself, but the vines only tightened their grip. The figures drew closer, their cold, bony hands reaching for her. In her final moments, as the forest swallowed her whole, the whispers became deafening. The next morning the fog lifted and the woods returned to their eerie calm. But Sarah was never seen again. All that remained was her phone lying on the forest floor, screen cracked, with a single message typed on it. "Stay out of the woods." But no one ever heeded the warning, and so the forest continued to claim its victims.